talked about. Last night, as we talked about, Donald Trump was live and alive in Iowa as people were cheering on his direct cuts that will ruin the lives of the people behind him. And he said something on there that I immediately clocked as potentially anti-Semitic.
But if you love them, or if you love somebody that you're leaving it to, think of that. No death tax, no estate tax, no going to the banks and borrowing from, in some cases, a fine banker. And in some cases, Shylocks and bad people.
Wait, what was that?
Shylocks, bad people.
Isn't that a bad word? Isn't Shylock like most commonly used as an anti-Semitic term? I know it's a character from Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice. He's a Jewish moneylender. He's a Jewish merchant. The OG, he used the term Shylock, which is a Jewish moneylender. The OG.
Wait, what is Shylock? Shylock is William Shakespeare's play, the vanishing Jewish moneylender. His defeat, forced conversion to Christianity formed the climax of the story. Oh, okay. So it's about a guy who's Jewish and becomes Christian. That's cool. Fair enough.
Jewish merchant meme from Shakespeare, but he's pro-Israel, so it's fine. And then Eric Swalwell said, if the ADL can't condemn this, they should pack it up. They will have zero credibility.
It's not it's a Shakespearean story of a Jewish banker who becomes a Christian. This is the most outrageous take ever. If you're really going to go this far on this, it's ridiculous. Please shut up.
And the ADL did. They said the term Shylock evokes a centuries-old anti-Semitic trope about Jews and greed that is extremely offensive and dangerous. President Trump's use of the term is very troubling and irresponsible. It underscores how lies and conspiracies about...
Oh, ADL, get off it, mate. Honestly, you cannot just... Please, for the love of God, please stop being so sensitive about everything. But this is it. This goes back to the drama culture.
Jews remain deeply entrenched in our country. Words from our leaders matter, and we expect more from the President of the United States. They did it. They did it. They finally came out. Listen, they were really busy. To be fair to the ADL, they've been really busy, you know, going after true anti-Semites like myself who don't actually say anything anti-Semitic, and as a matter of fact, combat anti-Semitic.
What do you mean, bro? You literally support a group, and you support a lot of extremists who literally hate Jews. What are you talking about?
With regular frequency, but also don't think that Israel should do a genocide or maintain an ethno-state. I mean, who's to say what's anti-Semitic at that point? You know what I mean? One is
I don't know, sharing a photo of a guy who's a terrorist who hates Jews. That's probably a bad place to start.
Far more anti-Semitic than the other, obviously.
One of the words you used during your speech, Shylocks, that's widely viewed as an anti-Semitic phrase. Do you intend for that word to be used that way?
No, I've never heard it that way. To me, Shylock is somebody that's a money lender at high rates. I've never heard it that way. You view it differently than me.
Listen,
that is pretty funny, to be honest.
I'm a big...
You view it different to me.
I'm a big fan of Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice. Believe it, folks. Beautiful, beautiful work. 1596. Beautiful year, best year, many people are saying. Well, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused why people are getting mad at Trump for this. He said he doesn't see it that way. So I guess that's okay. That's legit the only time I've heard that word. Yeah, it's like the OG Jewish.
Have I ever heard the word Shylock? No, I actually haven't heard of another version of Shylock being said. No, I actually haven't. Yeah, I'm thinking deeply and profoundly about this. Yeah, no, I don't remember Shylock.
Merchant meme. Like, that's what it is like a Jewish moneylender that is greedy. Like, that's where it comes from. That's why when I heard it, I was like, damn, isn't that like a no word? Trump bombed Iran. He can say Shylock 100 times a day forever as far as I'm concerned. Is this real? Did he actually say this? No, there's no way.
Trump bombed Iran. He can say Shylock 100 times a day for him, as far as I'm concerned. That is so funny.
Is John Podhoretz does believe this, but I doubt that he would openly say it. I feel like this is a fake tweet. Oh my God, he literally said it. Trump bombed Iran. He can say Shylock. Dude. When you bomb Iran, you get to say whatever you want, okay? Are you kidding me? Democratic
Fair
majority
enough.
for Israel. This is offensive and unacceptable. Unfortunately, it's part of a pattern of President Trump spreading anti-Semitic stereotypes. He should apologize. Maybe this will take the attention away from what a lot of these organizations are way more focused on, which is anyone and everyone that says Israel should stop doing a genocide. Wow, I'm shocked. Guys, let me tell you how surprised I am that a right-wing conservative said something that is bigoted. What? I'm just now finding out that right-wing conservatives sometimes happen to be a little bigoted. Just a little bit. Wow. What? That's crazy. Stop.
Yeah, okay, be a smart ass, Hasan. It's okay, whatever, mate. Who cares?
Stop the presses, dude. The ADL
Thanks for the follow.
demanded and immediately got an apology from Vice President Biden for using Shylock in 2014.
Wait, what? The ADL demanded and immediately got an apology from Vice President. Oh, Biden used the word Shylock as well? Maybe it's just an old man thing.
Biden said of the ADL director Foxman, he's correct, he's right. So an immediate apology from Trump for his use of the anti-Semitic slur is the minimum. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think everyone is just like around with this. Maybe I'm
I agree. I just think this is bullshit. Who actually cares if the word Shylock is used? Honestly, who actually cares?
crazy, but like Trump has said incredibly anti-Semitic on the campaign trail. He literally said if he loses, it's because of the Jews. The Jews are responsible for his loss. He said that I've done so much for the Jews. Why don't they love me more? Like, what are we talking about? Oh my God, I can't believe he used the term Shylock. Like, he says Chuck Schumer, who is Jewish himself, is a Palestinian. He uses Palestinian as a pejorative. Like, I don't think anybody cares about this. I think people are just saying this to, you know, openly test
Be
out
dramatic.
the moral consistency of like institutions like the ADL. That's what it feels like to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like a lot of this is just like silly. Like, yeah, imagine the reaction if Mamdani used the term Shylock. Again, if I did something like this, if I said something like this, if Rashida Tlaib said something like this, if Zohran Mamdani said something like this, there would be calls to jail people, okay? Language policing is super lame and I immediately disengage when I hear fellow leftists do it. I mean, it's just like, it's funny because this is like the least anti-Semitic thing Trump has said. The idea that like every American Jew is supposed to care about Israel is literally anti-Semitic. And that's not just my estimation as an anti-Zionist, like that is literally baked into the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. The people who have cynically tried to weaponize anti-Semitism as a conflation in their conflation between Israel and Judaism also openly recognize that like the notion that Jews only care about Israel is anti-Semitic, which is true. That is an anti-Semitic trope. That is an anti-Semitic
I
association.
don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's actually true. That sounds crazy to me. Like if you want to be flamboyant about it and kind of have like this thing, the reality is, if you're a true follower of a certain religion, you're going to follow those aspects of it, and that goes as far as extension towards Zionism. There's always a correlation in Zionism and Judaism. Like they go hand in hand in some aspects. You can't just ignore that. I believe, from what I've studied of the Torah and other things like that. But I don't know. That's just Hasan trying to call to the Jews and be like, look, see, I'm not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I saw this from Mehdi Hasan. Imagine the reaction if Mamdani said this, or Tlaib, or Hasan Piker. None of them would, of course, say this, but the President of the United States says it and it won't make any headlines or provoke any stern Jonathan Greenblatt condemnations. He is like anti-Semitic in the exact same way that like a lot of people his age are, okay? Where it's like, you know, Jews, they're money people, they're in the media, like that type of anti-Semite. That's it.
That's not anti-Semitic. That's just a stereotype. But there is a lot of Jews and there's a lot of people in Hollywood because the Jews have historically had a very, very successful run with culture, intelligence. Like they have some of the highest IQ rates in the world. Like everyone knows that the Jews are just badasses in many ways. Like it's not. It doesn't mean it's anti-Semitic. It's like saying, there's so many stereotypes that you could use. Doesn't mean it's anti-Semitic. Saying that it's quite known that there are some quite successful people in certain groups. It's like saying, the Greeks have really good food. That doesn't mean that you're anti-Greek or it's anti-Greek saying Greeks have good food. Like, chill out.
Like that's the level. He's not like the neo-Nazi level of anti-Semite, but it doesn't matter because he's a neo-Nazi in other ways, okay? But because he loves Israel as a direct consequence of the incredible amounts of money that he's gotten from Miriam Adelson and then previously Sheldon Adelson before he died, that he will always do whatever the Israel wants him to do, and therefore nobody really gives a he could straight up say way more anti-Semitic than this, and the institutions that would, in other circumstances, the institutions that would otherwise like call out people and demand that they get punished, would absolutely take positions exactly like John Podhoretz. No, but this is extremely helpful / transparent. Zionists are saying that Trump and anyone else for that matter can be explicitly and openly anti-Semitic as long as they fight Israel's wars of expansion and shield it from accountability for genocide. Israel at the expense of Jews. This is precisely what it is. Some would say he could kill a man on Fifth Avenue and they would still vote for him. I mean, exactly. Guys, the highest version of this was not seen with Donald Trump. The highest version of this was seen with Elon Musk. Elon Musk, who very famously, as you guys know, purchased this website that we're using and turned it into 4chan. And it tainted discourse across the board. It has had a cancerous impact on discourse everywhere else as well. Okay?
No,
there are open neo-Nazi...
true. You're just upset that a platform that was once very left-leaning and very restrictive of people who are considered right-wing conservative were being punished. Now the platform's finally balanced and you're freaking out about it. It's not true. Like, you're just having a little hissy fit because you didn't get your way.
Conspiracy on the timeline. People are posting Hitler fan cams on the timeline, okay? Saying that, oh, the painter man was wrong, or we were wrong about the painter man. Okay, it's turned into 4chan poll. Elon Musk, in the process of doing that, has routinely highlighted neo-Nazi accounts like open Holocaust deniers and racist eugenicists, one that famously also just got highlighted by the New York Times in an effort to smear Zohran Mamdani, as we covered yesterday. He's a South Asian man born in Uganda. And the source is a eugenicist who opposes affirmative action because he thinks brown people are an inferior race. Cool. I just think you should tell readers if your source is a Nazi. Yeah, the guy who wrote that article that you guys are talking about is literally a race scientist. Like, he's like a eugenicist who spends most...
But that's also a like, okay, I'm not saying you have to be pro-eugenicist, but there are eugenicists out there. Like, it's a very dark science, but people are going to listen to it and express their ideas about it. Like, you can't just flat out deny it. Doesn't mean you have to be pro-eugenics, but the eugenics does exist as a concept that is being studied in some way. So, I mean, you're being flamboyant about it, and kind of, it's that brainwashing thing you do.
Of his time tweeting about how black people are genetically inferior, by the way, and also more predisposed to doing crime because of their low IQs.
I bet you Hasan $1 million deep down believes that black people are inferior. I bet you he believes that. He would never say it out loud, but I bet you he believes that because I know what his type of personality is like. He would actually think that in the back of his mind. He would genuinely believe that. $1 million, he would genuinely believe that.
Good source for the New York Times on this hit piece. It has turned the website unusable. There are ads for Hitler, for Adolf Hitler on the website. Elon Musk also took the maximalist anti-Semitic position when he responded to a neo-Nazi who was saying, well, Jews imported the third world here, so now that they're doing anti-Semitism, well, sucks.
Again, I've pushed exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites they claim to want people to stop using against them. So this is really giving dire shit about now.
To suck, you brought this on yourselves. This is the classic anti-Semitic trope. The idea that Jews are bringing in the third world into Western civilization to destroy the racial fabric of Western civilization in an effort to destroy it from within. And he said, you have said the truth. That is the maximum anti-Semitic position you can arrive at. I can't think of any other anti-Semitic conspiracy that's more damning than that one. It is directly the one that Adolf Hitler used. It is directly the anti-Semitic conspiracy that the synagogue shooter, the Tree of Life synagogue shooter, was geared up about when he went into the synagogue and shot the attending Jews. Elon Musk turned around and said, this is great. You have said the actual truth. But because he's pro-Israel, the ADL has routinely defended him. The ADL literally defended him, throwing up the Sig Heil twice on an
ADL says, awkward moment, dude, Hasan, you need to let go. There's no way in hell that Elon Musk generally was doing a Heil Hitler sign. This is not true. Like, it it's nowhere near the truth. It's nowhere even conceptually the truth. It is ridiculous to even tell your audience that. It's so unjustifiable to tell your audience that. To make your audience believe that is ridiculous. Why send that type of hate into the world when it makes no sense to do so? What do you achieve from this?
Okay, that's it. The cowards hiding behind anonymity on the internet and posting Hitler was right. You got something to say? Why don't you say it to our faces? And this guy goes, okay, I'll say it to your face. Hitler was right.
Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialect hatred against.
Right, look at them. Jewish communities have been pushing this exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest about how Western Jewish populations come into the disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities that support flooding their country don't exactly like them much. You want the truth said to your face? There it is. Elon Musk turns around and says, you have said the actual truth. To which Charles Weber, the original poster, replies with, I think this ad is showing a white father who supports Jews lecturing his college-age son not to be an anti-Semite. This ad aired back in March at a time when anti-Semitism, blah, 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 college campuses. Elon Musk does not reply to the original poster. In the aftermath of this, Elon Musk went through the classic ADL route of going to a Holocaust museum and writing a book report on the Holocaust, and basically then reaffirming his commitment to Israel. And since then, the ADL has consistently defended him and have spent most of his time and most of his efforts on, I don't know, combating the anti-Semitism on Steam, or combating the anti-Semitism, fake anti-Semitism accusations against people like myself on Twitch. Because
it's not fake, mate. When you support groups, like actual rebellious groups who really hate Jews, that's not a lie. That's like you're doing the thing, but it is anti-Semitic. And you kind of put this like gloss over it. Stop glossing it. Just be real with who you truly are. Just say it. You're anti-Semitic. Just own it.
Anti-Israel position. You're
anti-Israel. You're anti-IDF. You're anti-Zionism. You're anti-Jew. Just say it. No one really cares. All right. No one. It's not a big deal. You don't. Not everyone has to like you, Hasan. We get it.
The increase of anti-Semitism on Twitter for some reason, which is literally the nucleus of anti-Semitism. Twitter is the breeding ground of anti-Semitism, like actual anti-Semitism, not like anti-Israel statements. And yet you never hear from Jonathan Greenblatt on any of that, because Jonathan Greenblatt only cares about Israel. Okay? My point is, nobody actually gives about any of this stuff. Okay? I don't even think the people are pointing out the inconsistencies, give a shit about it. And I think this point itself is more important. Trump has been openly threatening to deport Mamdani for a week, and the ADL hasn't said a word about it. It's supposed to be a civil rights organization. It's a 501c3, a civil rights organization. Remember that. Not sure how to break the news to you, Eric, but the ADL is a sleazy pro-Israel lobbying organization that absolutely loves what Trump is doing. The best part of the ADL is their own staffers hate working there. They routinely revolt before and after October 7th because the dopes thought that they were working for a civil rights organization. ADL staffers dissented after CEO compared Palestinian rights groups to right-wing extremists, leaked audio reveals. A special meeting called to answer internal critics shows that the ADL's vocal opposition to the anti-Zionist left is controversial even within the organization. Anti-Defamation League staff decried dishonest campaign against Israel's critics. ADL has only doubled down on initiatives defending Israel and the policies of Israeli government amid criticism and staff resignations. Conveniently, the ADL itself is giving up the pretense that it's a civil rights organization. Everyone else should as well. Amid record fundraising, ADL lays off staff to consolidate focus on anti-Semitism. And it's not actually consolidating focus on anti-Semitism, it's consolidating focus on anti-Israel statements. Anti-Semitism is simply a weapon that they use, and because of that, they will sometimes correctly call out like real anti-Semitism, because if they only called out Israel's critics, then obviously most people will go, all right, dog, I don't think you're being real with this. I don't think you're being honest with this.
Your audience is literally saying, fuck the ADL. I mean, that is literally the epitome of anti-Semitism. Anyways, I just gotta say, Hasan, stop pretending you're not something you're not. Just be who you are and embrace it, okay? No one's gonna judge you, and whoever does judge you, that's up to them, okay? Please. Anyways, Hasan's fans, chill.